Solitary confinement. It's not just the four walls that surround you, but it's the bone that makes up your skull that surrounds your mind. Your brain is a living organism that processes things around you, and it initiates the memories that reside within your mind. The thoughts are what won't go away. Every past mistake replays itself inside your head like a broken record on continuous repeat, and you have it memorized so much that it isn't the memory but manipulation of your own mind. Nothing adds up the same, and you have either overanalyzed or shut down your own state of consciousness. Maybe this thing that I am trying to explain doesn't make sense. Then you have no idea what solitary confinement does to one's own thoughts. So if you just listen instead of trying to calculate, you will gain a small insight into the mind of isolation. Let us begin. Each day has no definitive start or stop, and often the quietness is embraced. But then the voices of the other men who share isolation in the cells that stretch along the tier become annoying, babble, and words of fools or wise men with no audience. Some speak to themselves, others sob muffled in the back of their cells. Some are so tormented that suicide becomes their weapon of choice. They try, but for whatever reason, they fail and end up in 5-point restraints for more advanced suffering. Some beat their heads upon the wall, but the skull won't crack because the helmet forced upon their head protects them. Only the guards can don it. Some rub feces all over themselves and beat upon the cage door of bars until the officers suit up and begin extraction against a nude man caked in his own waste. The physical attention is craved from the deranged, isolated man. He may fight back, but in the end, he always loses. Always. If you're lucky, a book will occasionally find its way to your cell and you can escape inside the pages and the words lift off of the paper and create a world that seems real. The Bible is your friend, but you are afraid to read it because the answers of pain and suffering are within the pages. You want to either change and become a better man, or you indulge in thoughts of causing more harm to society. One leads to redemption and the other brings suffering to others. Self-mutilation comes in all kinds of masks. Each day you fight not to put them on, but each day you give in and it brings shame upon yourself. It becomes a nightmare. When you dream of fields without fences, only to be then inside of a prison, inside of your own sleep. There is no escape, because when you awake, there are not just imprisoned, but isolated in the chambers of solitary. If you scream, someone will hear you, but you are far past caring. You are now institutionalized and a product of your environment.